So it's a tough one. I think FIFA is going to be settling lots of cases. Then I heard some rumor on the other end from the Nigerian stable of House of Macro Effects from the Nigerian stables that so this again this is rumor. This is rumor.
Wow.
Unconfirmed gist. Let me just say
Rumor has it.
categorically. Rumor has it that the NFF will not pay the Super Falcons their usual um, match bonuses because according to them, FIFA is already giving them money. I'm like, at this point in time, my blood is hot, but I'm waiting for the confirmed gist so that I'll know where to go
Okay,
with this.
you're
fight.
right.
Yeah, so I saw it on social media, I think yesterday, that they're not planning to pay them their usual bonuses. So you know how it is for every win, you get some money. For every draw, you get some money. For even a loss, you still get some money. But they're planning not to do that for the women because FIFA is giving them 30K. So I saw that one on social media. I'm waiting for official statement. That's the one I'm waiting for. But yeah, that's the room I have for you. But we'll be talking more about sports in the locker room. But Zibby, first of all, tell us, how are we going to be part of this locker room?
It's easy. Just catch the live stream up on YouTube. Hello, YouTube, Smooth FM 981 Lagos. That's it. Or just tweet us Smooth 981. And then, of course, you can also send us a WhatsApp message 0809 4440981. Tega, what are you doing?
I'm dancing for your call.
Okay, let's start off with the headlines. Alrighty, so let's get straight in. King Federer back in town as Alcaraz, who by the way is Tega's boo, and Rybakina shine at Wimbledon. Hockey Canada appoint first woman president. Paris on track for 2024 Olympics, and this is according to the mayor. Okay. Neymar fined $3.3 million for building lake at a mansion.
Oh, wow, money is good.
Money.
He built a whole lake.
Like a whole man-made
lake.
Australia bringing best ever squad to home World Cup, and this according to Ford. Steven Gerrard, ex-Liverpool midfielder, named manager of Saudi Pro League Al Ettifaq. Brazilian fans attack Corinthians midfielder Luan, and Leipzig's Vardiol eyes Manchester City move, and this is according to the club.
All right, so those are all the stories. Let's try to run through them as quickly as possible.
Wimbledon's king Roger Federer returned to light up a range second day at the Grass Court Championships as the new prince of the hallowed lawns, Carlos Alcaraz, began his campaign to seize the crown on Tuesday.
You see, I like the way they do this thing. And a lot of people that, don't follow tennis or haven't followed tennis in a while, they just hear the reports of tennis. Just wonder why, you're giving some people king and some people prince. And you're waiting to hear some fantastic numbers like, oh, he's won 100, da, 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 da. No, it's not just what they do, it's how. Oh, God, magic. And so, yes, so let's start from when Roger Federer walks into the royal box. So first of all, they announced that Roger Federer, so people are coming, his wife had gone to sit down because she cuckoo knows.
Yeah.
You married the legend. It's not ordinary. You have to share him with the world. So she'd gone to her seat. She was sitting there, she was standing waiting. And then they said, welcoming to the royal box. The first announced Catherine, William's wife. Or Willie's wife, as I like to call him. So Willie's wife went. Then they now announced Roger, 8-time Wimbledon champion Roger Federer, and the crowd lost it. I, Tega of Abraka, Delta State, Nigeria, I lost it here. And they just kept applauding. They were applauding. The guys stood. They kept applauding. At some point, Catherine was like, perhaps if we sat down, they will know that we are done with the clapping. If not, those were ready to go for more minutes. It was at least an 8-minute standing ovation. At least. So really huge one. He has that aura, he has that presence, he has that magic. He's commanding. It's what he did for it is him that people came to watch tennis for, and so he was on court, but he was on court for Rybakina's match, not for Carlos Alcaraz's match. So Rybakina played Shelby Rogers, which I think is an unfortunate incident that a first round match at Wimbledon should have Shelby Rogers and Rybakina, Elena Rybakina, because I think at least that should be a third round match. But injuries to Shelby Rogers have dropped her ranking that low, and so she was playing Rybakina in the first round, and it was the battle that it should be. It went all the way to 3 sets. Rybakina had to literally fight to get the win for that. And then Carlos Alcaraz also won his match. He played against Jeremy Shadi. I like to call him my in-law because he has a black wife. So Shadi was retiring. This was going to be his last Wimbledon match. The first two sets were pretty easy, but he tried to make it work of the third set. Unfortunately, Carlos Alcaraz still had enough to win that one. And then Roger watched Andy Murray, Sir Andy Murray. And then Andy Murray was like, thank God, I saw him applauding me this time, because the last time he was watching me at a match, he was supporting Stan Wawrinka. But it was great to see the honor that Roger Federer got. But yeah, Wimbledon has been great so far. Unfortunately, the London weather, now, it has been raining heavily. So a lot of matches that were supposed to happen on the outside court, including Tsitsipas and Dominic Thiem, were cancelled. So today's matches, if the rain allows, is going to be manic operation to try and run through all the matches that they have left over.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, let us know what your thoughts are. 0809 440 981. Canada's Ice Hockey Federation just yesterday announced the appointment of sports exec Catherine Henderson as its first woman president. She started to lead the organization after a sex scandal rocked national sport last year.
I was going to say, so a lot of people are trying to use the fact that, this is the first women's president of ice hockey in Canada, because ice hockey is such a big sport. It's a monumental appointment. She was running on that, I think, the curling federation for like 7 years. So it's not like she hasn't run a federation before.
Yeah, but
ice hockey, yes, ice hockey is big.
Exactly.
It's huge, especially in Canada. But so they're trying to make that the news, but that was not the news. The news is that there was a huge sex scandal. Now ask me what happened. So 8 age group ice hockey players assaulted one girl. Now 8 of them.
What?
One girl. And the board was now trying to sweep it under the carpet by making a financial settlement. But of course, the news got out. At first, when the news came out in trickles, everybody was like, let's wait to hear what happened. Next thing, they're not hearing anything about punishments, or so they started digging deep. So it turns out that they're trying to settle the case financially so as not to damage this young ice hockey player's career. And I'm like, so what about the girl? Haven't they already damaged her life? You are protecting monsters, little monsters. You can say, oh, they are young and the boys will be boys and the maid child.
That's always an excuse.
That's how people start grooming serial killers. So don't do that. And so the news came out, the story escalated, and of course heads had to roll, which took out the last president of the federation, and they now brought in this lady. So yes, they are making so much noise about this lady, but I feel like they're trying to use her appointment, which in and of itself is a good achievement, but they're trying to use that appointment
to sweep things,
to walk away from the scandal. You can't walk away from the scandal. I'm still waiting for the names of the players, because for those kind of incidents, I don't care whether they were 16, 18, 17, let their names, actions have consequences. Their names have to come out. What are you protecting them from? That you start with this, then tomorrow as footballers, do
you know if the boys are minors?
They're young, they're the age group same. So we know that they were 18 and under.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
why. But I don't think, look, when you commit certain offenses, come outside. No, I'm sorry. For murder,
the law is different from what we would think.
For murder, that's what I'm saying. The law is also not protecting a lot of victims. From murder to rape, those people's names must be mentioned. Regardless of your age. If you murder, if you rape, your name must be mentioned.
I'm sure someone right now is pushing that legislation.
We have to push. No, in every country, murder and rape, no protection. Bring out their names.
In
and
Nigeria,
their phone numbers.
It does seem like no one really cares about that rule, because people are paraded. It's like an equal opportunities parade.
I don't even know what to say. Yeah, but for the gravity of your offense,
right,
should determine, not the fact that don't tell me boys will be boys.
All right, now according to the mayor, Paris is on time and on budget for the 2024 Olympics. Now he's dismissing concerns that were expressed recently by a senior Olympics official.
All right, so he's saying they are on time and on budget, but just recently they had to add about 111 million um, to whatever their budget was to prepare them for the 2024 games. And you have to remember, we keep saying 2024. Let me not say 2024. Next year. These Olympics is happening literally next year. And so they had to add over 100 million to their money. So they are definitely not on budget. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Let's just squash it. And you know, he was not saying compare us to other countries that had to host the Olympics 1 year before. Are we far behind? You have to understand that France is in a state at this point in time. The high cost of living is causing a lot of people to lose it, and there's fighting in the streets, there's looting, there's rebellion, and they had to send in police. There's security issues. So of course the Olympics are happening literally next year in June. And yeah, in fact, it's less than a year now. If you count, because we're in July, right? And you're telling me in July they're fighting Paris. So you're saying we shouldn't be worried. Of course we'll be worried. It's not like Paris is one big place that you know that you can say, oh, it's happening in the north, it's not happening in the south. It's not a big place like that. It's a small, really small town. So ultimately, when all is said and done, yes, there are going to be concerns and worries. And of course, as the organizer, you're going to come out and say, oh, there's nothing to worry about. Let your people still come to Paris so that they can pick your pocket at Eiffel Tower. Tega. That's not it.
Tega, you're so shady.
But yeah, people are having concerns at this point in time. People are going to be wondering, should I go to Paris right now? I'm seeing what is happening in France. So these are questions that they need to do more than bringing out press releases. We need to start seeing from the people, you know, that Paris is okay to host. I mean, think about it. Emmanuel Macron had to have a serious meeting yesterday, security meeting with a lot of councilmen yesterday. So at the end of the day, there's cause for concern. Yeah.
You're listening to The Locker Room on Smooth 98.1. Stay with us. The live stream, by the way, is still here up on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what should I do to my hair?
Sorry?
My hair.
It's growing a bit though.
So I need to braid it. I can't leave it like Otakinte now.
Well, it actually grew quickly though. Your hair grows fast?
Well, it's not growing fast enough in my opinion. When I was younger, I'd cut my hair and in 6 weeks I'd have to do something to it.
Wow.
This has been longer than 6 weeks. So age has
hormones.
Age has law of diminishing returns are coming.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'm thinking of what to do. I'm thinking of trying, maybe I should do those kinky braids thingy.
Oh, okay, yeah, kinky, and you know, the older it gets, the nicer it looks. You wouldn't need to stress yourself for a while.
I'm thinking of doing kinky braids. Let me see how it will go.
Yeah, we thought you might like all of that.
I think I want to do.
That is why.
Yeah. I think I want to do it for the World Cup too.
To take care of your daily experiences and profit us back. I believe that banking should be all about you.
And you now wear a little black chair.
My
dear. What you doing? On 0700 77 or email businessconcierge@profitusbank.com to switch to a future banking experience. Profitus Bank. Future.
Sorry?
I don't want to say anything. Why is Zibby always drinking water? Zibby, why are you always drinking water?
Because I like water. I think we can we not leave this door open?
No. I think we'll be done. Yeah, I think we'll be done before you leave. Let's just try some.
All right.
The
France is the third
Friday.
No, wait, when did I see that? Okay, that was on Monday. That's true, Monday.
Last week Friday. So today, I thought today was Friday. I'm really tired.
Girl, you need sleep. Okay. You're inside the locker room on Smooth 98.1. Tega, Zibby, and yes, we are here with you. 0809 444 0981. That is the number to send your messages to. It's all about sport here. We're streaming live on YouTube. Just search for Smooth 981 and you can catch the live stream.
All right. So let's come in with let's come in with your message from WhatsApp.
All right. This is from Tayo. Tayo says France is a third world country with so much insecurity. Federal government of Nigeria should issue travel advisory to her citizens to avoid certain places in France. Be safe out there in France. But you know what? France is okay. You know what? Let me not say that.
It's not a third world country, but I understand what he's trying to do.
That is third world behavior. There's a lot of third world behavior going on all around.
I think that's human behavior. You see, I've come to the conclusion that, but that's what they did. When things happen, they'll say, "Oh, it's because it's a third world country." No, it's because human beings are living in it, and at some point, human beings fight. So they now say, making it look like it's third world behavior. Now that it's happening in your country, you defend yourself. So your country is now third world.
Y'all have humor. I love it. Cruz, okay, Cruz. We know you're catching the live stream. It's so amazing how Cruz just always catches everything on YouTube.
All right, so send in your messages again to
0809 440 981, and you can also tweet at smooth981. Now moving on from Paris to Brazil. Is it? A prosecutor in the country has fined soccer star Neymar $3.3 million for building a lake at his mansion. This mansion is on the outskirts of Rio de Janeiro without an environmental license.
Okay, wait. So let me tell you, according to them, they broke certain laws. So the town council said, first of all, he didn't get an environmental license. So there's environmental violations in the construction of an artificial lake. So here are the infractions that they had a dozen of them, but let me just read out a few. They said carrying out work subject to environmental control without authorization, capture and diversion of water, of river water without authorization, removal of land and suppression of vegetation without authorization. I was like, what did he just say? Let there be light and there was light. He was like creating more.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's what he did. So he looked at his property and was like, we don't need a pool. We need a lake.
We need a lake with real life fish and everything else.
So he decided to create.
That's what you do when you have money.
Yeah, that's what you do when you have money. To create a natural habitat in his home. And they're finding him for just $3.3 million. My question is, will they close up the lake? Yeah, because if you're claiming that he's stopping vegetation, he's doing this, he's doing that, then you want to correct that with the fine. So is it
then he built a lake, which in some way is also going to enhance some sort of bio
for himself.
For himself, yeah. But I mean, he's not going to go and build it in the middle of the road. It's on his property, right?
All I'm saying is that in order for him to build that lake, he had to displace something that was helping the nature. So let me put it this way. If the hill is supposed to be in Obudu, and you move it from Obudu to Eket, you have displaced nature.
That's an exaggeration.
No, but you can't say that the hill is the hill and it will still. No, you've moved it from the rightful location to another location. So in as much as you say, but it's a natural habitat, but he's moved it from where it's supposed to be.
Okay. But I understand the not getting permissions bit. But right now, if they say, okay, you know what, you have to seal this, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
What now happens to the displacement that could have actually been a habitat for other animals or flora?
No, there was not supposed to be a habitat there. Close it. So
I think closing it, I don't know how this works.
They should return the water back to the place that it was coming from and plant the trees that were there back. It's that simple. Except he doesn't want people to be hiding in trees and taking pictures.
I think he probably knew the risks and knew that he would pay a fine. And he's like, let me just pay the fine and get away with it. Yeah.
And he's a rich man, so he can get away with it. So let's wait to see what this is. He's been fine. Let's see how he'll pay. But I think if you're going to do that, fine, and close the habitat.
Oh wow, Tega, you have no mercy.
No, I don't. I'm merciless. That's why you need
let the rich breathe.
You need me in government.
Now, Women's World Cup co-host Australia have never had a stronger squad than the one set to compete for a first title in the global showpiece. And this according to Caitlin Ford, who is a forward on that squad.
Yes, and this is her fourth World Cup that she's going to. So she would know. I would say this, that yes, Australia do have a brilliant squad. And remember what I told you when I saw them play against England, who was supposed to be one of the championships contenders. But unfortunately, Australia is in our group. So as much as I want to praise them, I have to remember that they're going to play against the Super Falcons. Now again, this is what I say about the Super Falcons. As great as I think the Super Falcons can be, and as much as I think that they can achieve at this World Cup, like I was already bringing out my calculator to see which teams we could get points against, the Super Falcons couldn't manage to get on the podium in Alcon. They finished fourth in that championship, behind teams that should not be able to beat them, but have put much into developing their country's football. Now you add that to an Australian side that is breeding world-class stars. It's going to be a very tricky one. So yes, I agree with Ford that her team is a solid one. Looks like a team that can go as far as, at least they've been to the quarterfinal before. So I think that if they play their cards right, they can get to the quarterfinal again. But it's not great news for me knowing that the Super Falcons have to play there. I'm not very excited in praising the rivals. And as much as you say, but Tega, you are a journalist, you're supposed to be unbiased. I'm Nigerian first. So those kind of things affect me. But yes, it's a pretty good squad, and the fact that they are co-hosts, so they also have the crowd, and then they have the team. It's going to be a tough one for any side that squares up against Australia.
All right, 0809 440 RB Leipzig defender Vardiol wants to join the treble winners Manchester City. He's informed his club of his desire to leave, and this according to Leipzig sports director Max Eberl.
Yes, so Eberl said that Man City are already speaking to Vardiol, and I understand. Man City won the treble last season, and even prior to that, they're always contending for one trophy or the other, or winning one trophy or the other. So they are a team that wins trophies. Now, if you are a young star that everybody wants, I think Vardiol would have even been one of the hot cakes on the market, if not for what Lionel Messi did to him at the World Cup. And prior to that match against, Argentina, he was really a star. Everybody was talking about how Vardiol was good. Then he squares up against Lionel Messi, and everybody was like, maybe he's not as good as we think he is. That was a very disgraceful performance, especially not in entirety, but in that one play where Messi runs past. Where a 35-year-old Lionel Messi runs past you in the corner with the ball, and then they get a goal from it. It's ridiculous. But it kind of made people not to look too much at him, but he's still a fantastic defender, and he's only 21, so there's a lot to learn and there's a lot of room to grow, so he can only get better. But him going to Man City, I can see where he can play a role. He's not in Manchester City's midfield or Manchester City's attack where there's a jostle for playing time. So I think he'll get the opportunity to play, and he'll be fortunate to play for a good side. All he needs to do is deliver if he does arrive. Yeah.
Okay. And let's move on to WhatsApp and see what messages we have coming through. This one is from Tayo. Tayo says, Neymar, let nature breathe. Don't suffocate it. He owes her that responsibility. Tega, don't worry about the hair. And Zibby, drink water. The alternative is expensive. I know. Okay. Former England and Liverpool midfielder Steven Gerrard has been named manager of Saudi Arabian side Al Ettifaq.
And well, this is interesting because everybody is really moving to this Saudi. This Saudi money is important. But more importantly, for Steven Gerrard, he hasn't had any employment since he left Aston Villa, and I don't think a lot of people have been looking at him to get a job, to hire him. There are changes in coaches here and there, but he hasn't really had the opportunity. But I do remember the first time he went to Saudi, he was like, I'm going to look at an offer, but I'm not going to take it. Who wants to go to Saudi? Now he signed the contract. And he not just signed the contract, he was greeting us in Arabic.
Oh, that's so sweet. He's already adapted to his new culture.
It's so sweet, so
I like that. It shows that he's trying to integrate now with the society.
Not necessarily. He's trying to buy something. He's trying a little too hard. Or he's trying to sell something. I was like, oh, first of all, you're not even going to take the job. Now you're even speaking the language. Clap for yourself. But yeah, it was an interesting bit to see that video. But yes, I would say this about about him getting a coaching opportunity. He'll give him an opportunity to be on a job, and it will give him an opportunity to grow in his career. I just think that because it's the Saudi Arabian League and not the European League, where we are we are exposed and familiar to their tactical contributions of coaches, I don't know that much experience will be gained from the Saudi League. But he has 2 years there. Let's see what he can do with it, and maybe that will give him an opportunity to come to Europe, or maybe the Saudi League will grow as well as they expect it to grow, and he doesn't need to come to Europe. So let's see how it works for him.
Now, Corinthians midfielder Luan was assaulted by fans in Sao Paulo on Tuesday. The Brazilian club has described the incident as a cowardly act of aggression.
Well, yeah, I know they keep describing these things as cowardly and sad, and it shouldn't happen. But I mean, this is the Brazil that they cut off somebody's head and put it on a stick in the middle of the pitch. It's the football in South America can be that violent, and I think I'm sick and tired of hearing, sick and tired of hearing club sides and the authorities come out to say, oh, it was a sad incident. What are we going to do about it? These fans went to this guy's hotel room and dragged him out.
What? Oh,
how are they having access to this guy's hotel?
So what did he do? Did he score against their team?
No, they said he has not performed well, so they dragged him out that he should come and break his contract. That he has not been performing well since he's been signed.
This is hooliganism at the highest level.
Thank you. And so at this point in time, I'm just done with authorities coming to say, oh, this is a sad event. Oh, this was a sad occasion. We know it was a sad occasion. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because the violence that I hear that keeps coming out of South America is not one that you should condone. And also, yes, they say he has minor injuries. Do you know the kind of psychological trauma he has that they came to a hotel to drag him?
Wow. Those are not fans. Those are
how did they have access?
This is so shocking.
So it's a really sad one. Said he should break me after this incident. You don't need to beg me twice. I'm not coming out to any pitch. Where do you want me to sign? Let me sign and be going to my house. So it's a very sad one for them. I mean, football or sports is about wins and losses and everything else in between. And we cannot be applauding your reaction to victories only. We have to also be able to applaud your reaction to losses. Are you gracious enough? Can you learn from it? What's this one with attacking people just because you lost? So sad one. I don't mind people saying things about me. I mean, words don't hurt me. But if you pinch me, I can cry. So don't do that.
All right, well, that is all the time that we have for the locker room this morning. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for your messages. And yes, salam alaikum and shukram, Tega. I'm just saying, because hey, we might be moving to the Middle East soon.
Oh yes,
we need that Arab money.
Saudi Arabia, you need broadcasters.
Yes, so we're here. Just, hey, shukran. Thank you in advance. All right, do stay with us. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast in just about 15 minutes from 9 o'clock. It will be time for Lagos Talks.